morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever the world you are watching. Ni hao, konnichiwa, hello and namaste. This is your favorite host and host 𝕊𝕐𝕚𝕐 once again from the top of the world, and welcome to this awesome 7th episode of Crypto Awareness. And we have reached 5,067 𝕊𝕐𝕚𝕐 till now, and yes, we can do it. We can complete this mission of 6k 𝕊𝕐𝕚𝕐 in this lockdown. So make sure to contribute in this war of meaningful content versus shit content in the internet. In this 7th episode, I am going to talk about the decentralized finance hype and its applications. Then I am going to talk about the Omisego network and what is it. And finally, I am going to talk about how to do your own research before investing in decentralized finance and how to be avoided from scammer hack. Decentralized finance is this concept which was seeded by the launch of MakerDAO back in 2015, and this decentralized finance means all those traditional financial activities like lending, borrowing, or even interest generations were possible now on Ethereum blockchain through the intelligent use of coding, and MakerDAO being the first one. So let's look at what are the different DeFi applications in current landscape in 2020. So if we look here, DeFi applications can be the decentralized stablecoin. So the decentralized stablecoins are Tether, and USDT and USDC are not the decentralized stablecoin. They have got nothing to do with DeFi. They are in fact launched by the centralized institutions by collateralizing the US dollar. But decentralized stablecoin like Tether are generated by the code itself, and MakerDAO is the applications that generates the Tether or DAI coin. And another second use of DeFi applications is in automated liquidity provisioning, and automated liquidity provisioning is the DeFi applications, and they are entirely run by code, and they are not run by any central entity like Coinbase or Binance. So the DeFi applications that are currently hot on 2020 are Uniswap version 1, version 2, and then Kyber network, even Maker, Compound, Balancer, and 𝕐𝕚, Yawn.finance, Cobb Finance, Synthetic. This all are decentralized finance applications of automated liquidity provisioning. By the way, if you don't know about Uniswap.exchange, then in Uniswap.exchange, what you can do is you can directly connect it with MetaMask extension, and you can convert from one ERC20 token to another just by the simple act of swapping, and there is no central institute on the back end which is handling an order, but it is entirely done by the code itself, and that code is reusable, meaning the code which has been written to swap the Ethereum with, say, BAT token can be forked to the code which swaps the BAT token with the DAI token. Okay, so the third applications of DeFi is in supply chain, and in supply chain meaning suppose if a if lemons are produced in California and if it will be ultimately delivered in Australian market, then what are the different vendors that lies in in its travel from the Californian garden to the Australian market? So that is supply chain, and some DeFi applications like Origin Trail are already existent, and they are ERC20 tokens, right? Having said that, I want to clear one more thing. These DeFi applications can be ERC20 tokens like DAI token, or they can be blockchain as a service like Uniswap, Maker, Balancer, Synthetics, COP Finance, Finance, etc. Right? And the third applications of DeFi is in charity. So suppose if a hurricane has hit in some parts of America and in some parts of America, and if some foundations, some legitimate foundations have created the official account and their official Ethereum address, then the people from all over the world can effectively donate their donations in Ethereum just to that Ethereum address. One brilliant example is in one brilliant social media is pepet.com, and so in pepet.com what happens is that you can directly donate the Ethereum to any charity, and Against Malaria Foundation has already raised their fund to provide the mosquito nets to the Africans, and if whatever charity you have donated, that gets encircled on your profile picture there, and these applications directly interact with the MetaMask, and whatever post you create, if the users like it, then they can directly tip you in ERC20 tokens. That's wonderful. It's just like Estimate, but it's just like Estimate.com, but now it has got its own ERC20 tokens reward scheme, right? And some future cases of DeFi applications can be ride sharing. So imagine that the people are sharing the Uber ride, and what if that taxi owner or taxi driver can directly get the required amount for taxi ride, and then only the order gets final through without the driver even knowing about it. And another can be apartment rental, and etc. Vitalik has done a wonderful futuristic explanation of what the world will look like on top of DeFi in one of the posts, which I will be sharing in the description. It's the second content of our episode. Do your own research before investing in DeFi. In 2020, we have seen the unimaginable growth of decentralized finance, and there are so many wonderful opportunities, but at the same time there are dark actors, scammers, who are just creating the Ethereum smart contract and tokens, and they are setting up the play in such a way that any innocent person would believe it to be a genuine applications, and after they have paid the required Ethereum to buy that token, then they would just pull their tokens out and they will grab the Ethereum or steal the Ethereum. So one community has posted how he got looted of his, how he got scammed of his Ethereum, and he writes it like this. I lost some too, but I guess it's worth the lesson. Now I know exactly how to find scammers. Basically what scammers do is that they create a new token and paid like 20 to 100 ether and all tokens to liquidity pool, and wait till they get at least 5 ether from the victims, and after they just take out the liquidity from the pool, and they now have 5 plus 5 ether, and they do the same again and again, and some of them create like 3 to 5 new tokens at the same time. By the way, any new tokens can be created on 𝕊𝕐𝕐 even by bot, and Sandbox was the recently automated created tokens which after collecting the required ether would eventually be destroyed, and again another sandbox token was created. So reshaped. So back to the victim's explanation. The scammers also sent free tokens to like 50 of their addresses. So on 𝕊𝕐𝕐scan, it seems like some new tokens was created. They also sent like free tokens to like 50 of their addresses. So on 𝕊𝕐𝕐scan, it seems like people are really buying it, and people, any victim would think that, oh, I am an early bird on these tokens, and they would put their Ethereum on it to buy their tokens, and like after they have collected the required ether, then they send all their ether to new address and repeat the same. And he also goes on to write that he checked the Ethereum address for a month later after he got scammed, and they were repeating that process again and again to lure in the new victims. So be aware. Don't think that you are an early bird on everything. You might also fall to the scams. I have also tried to create one figure of how to be safe or how to spot the scam where you are tracking the new token on 𝕊𝕐𝕐scan. And here I am saying that first of all, let's check if it has got the legitimate symbol, right? And also check if it has got the generic icon token, then that may be one red flag sign for it being a scam. Any genuine project would bother to place their own icon. Okay, so other thing is how many addresses are holding it. By the way, just earlier I explained that even the scammers are now advanced enough to fake that like 20 addresses are holding that by creating 20 different addresses and holding their own tokens. So very few addresses holding it may be the sign of you being the right early adopter also, or you may just be falling on some scam. And also type the token names on the search bar, and if there's existing real token with these names or different address or icon. What I'm trying to say here is that suppose this is the token ℎ𝕗𝕗, so type ℎ𝕗𝕗 or 𝕗𝕗 here to see if there's an existing real token or not. Okay, and also you can copy this address, contract address, and do a Google search if you can find more relevant searches on Medium articles or the community talking about it, then it is not a scam but the real. Okay, and another thing is you can also click on the read contract to look at the contract to see if it says created by a website. And also, if the social profile is not available, then it's also a red flag sign that it might be a scam. However, some of the legitimate tokens that I have found are missing social profiles. Maybe they would be adding on later on, but missing the social profiles is also a telltale sign that it might just be a scam trap for new victims. Okay. And in the third segment, I am going to talk about the Omisego network and what it is. Omisego or OMG is a layer 2 solution. So Omisego or its ticker symbol OMG is the layer 2 solution, and there's the term layer 1 and layer 2. Layer 1 is the baseline architecture like the Ethereum blockchain architecture or the Bitcoin blockchain architecture, and with so many interactions happening per second on all over the world, if you feed every transaction to the blockchain, then it's practically impossible, or it would not be scalable enough to handle each and every transaction of that onto the blockchain. So on top of that, we can add the layer 2 solution like the Bitcoin, like the Lightning network on top of blockchain. So in layer 2 solution, what happens is that every transactions are not directly fetched to the blockchain, but lot of simple transactions are done on the off blockchain, are recorded on the off blockchain, and then those bulk of transactions are then only fed to the blockchain to interact with. I link the description of layer 2 and layer 1 solution on the description section also. And OMG promises that it is the layer 2 solution to solve the current congestion and scalability problem of Ethereum. And if you have noticed, then in 2020 August, the Ethereum transaction fees is too high and is too congested, and OMG promises to solve this problem, and thus until Ethereum 2.0 come out, will come out, OMG is going to effectively solve that problem. And you can see that how OMG will surge in price because of its brilliant use case of solving the current Ethereum congestion and high traffic fees, high network fees problem. So this was the 7th episode of 𝕊𝕠𝕟𝕦𝕤, and I will come up with the wonderful episode of 𝕊𝕠𝕟𝕦𝕤 in next episode. Till then, stay safe, stay learning, stay healthy. See you.